My dometic mod. No. RM 2652. Freezer works great. Refrigerator gets nothing. No cooling at all.
Hi there. Normally no cooling in the box on both sources could be a thermistor issue or cooling unit failure. What I would do is check the thermistor first. This is done with a voltmeter and a glass of ice water. You put the end from inside the fridge in a cup of ice water, then go unplug the other end of the thermistor from the control board and take a ohm reading. Click here, go to page 7 and it will show you. The other issue is the cooling unit. In the absorption cycle, the freezer will always freeze before the box gets cold. A cooling unit can rupture or become blocked. For a rupture, you might see a yellowish powder under the outside cover on the absorber coils, smell ammonia or hear a gurgling when turning on. For a blockage, you might not have any symptoms. Normally a blockage occurs when a fridge does not sit level for an extended period of time. For both, the cooling unit needs to be replaced. I would check the thermistor first. The manual should help with the troubleshooting. Hope this helps, Robert.
Sorry. What I meant was the freezer is running at 5 to 7 degrees. The refrigerator is doing nothing. No change in temp whatsoever. Are there two separate cooling units? I would suspect a sensor failure, but although I have worked in AC, I'm aware that I know next to nothing about refrigerator appliances. Any help will be grateful accepted. Walt.
Understand the freezer can work, but the cooling unit could have failed still. Maybe this will help explain. During a typical cycle, heat is applied to the boiler by either an electric heating element or an open LP flame. Water and liquid ammonia begin to boil and ammonia vapor is passed on to the condenser. The water is separated and returns to the boiler section. After condensing back into a liquid, hydrogen vapor is introduced to the liquid ammonia at the low temperature evaporator located in the freezer compartment. In short, heat from inside the freezer is transferred through the pipes of the low temperature evaporator and released to the exterior. Since the absence of heat is cold, the freezer and everything in it becomes cold. Next, a remnant of mixed hydrogen vapor and liquid ammonia passes to the high temperature evaporator located in the main food storage compartment, and the process of removing the heat continues, albeit less assertively. The food storage compartment / high temperature evaporator becomes cold, but not as cold as the low temperature evaporator in the freezer. Upon leaving the evaporator sections, the weakened ammonia liquid then flows into the absorber coils. Here the hydrogen vapor rises back up to the evaporator section while the ammonia is mixed with water in the absorber vessel, flows to the boiler, and the process starts all over again. Many times when the freezer is cold and the box is not cooling on both modes, the cooling unit is at fault. However, the thermistor controls the temp of the fridge and that would affect both sources. Robert.
I'd be live, I replied and hit the wrong button. I requested some more information and gave ref. No. 11,598,289 to 443, then hit ask a question. My apologies. Walt. Relist, incomplete answer. I would like to be sure I have exhausted all other possibilities before I spend $2,000 on a new fridge. A whole new fridge installed is only $200 more than a cooling unit installed and will have a full warranty. What, if any, are the push causes of the freezer working and the refrigerator not working, other than secondary/refrigerator blockage? And is it possible to fix the secondary/refrigerator blockage other than replacing the cooling unit? Does page on most common problems refrigerator section refer to a working freezer and a non-working refrigerator?
Hi, there is one test we can do to absolutely see if it is the cooling unit. This will bypass the box controls, as the freezer as noted has its own circuit on the cooling unit, and the box circuit is controlled by the thermostat. Would you like this procedure?
Michael, if it is other than the resistance, check with the thermistor and ice water, then yes. This trailer sat for months without any battery. It has yet to be tested on LP. Glad to tip for good information with possible follow-up. $20. Walt.
This test will absolutely test the cooling capacity of the cooling unit, so you can make an informed decision. Locate the 110V heater in the heat stack, follow the wires, and unplug them. Then I want you to hardwire the element to an extension cord, and let it run wild overnight. This is what I do in the shop. The way you connect it will be up to you. The two wires are interchangeable to the heater. Michael.
Excellent. I'll give it a try. I'm really trying to find a way to test and correct for refrigerator issues as separate from freezer problems other than blockage. Any more ideas? Any way to correct a blockage in the refrigerator when the freezer works? Walt, Michael, if it is other than the resistance, check with the thermistor and ice water, then yes. This trailer sat for months without any battery. It has yet to be tested on LP. Walt.
Once you test the cooling unit, disconnect the thermistor, and again the controls will allow the unit to run wild and cool as much as is available. This will include/exclude the thermistor. Just know that test is the procedure by the manufacturer, but I like living results. And you need to know both sides of the coin. Also, you can try to beat like heck on the coils to unblock them. This is the only thing you can do with a cooling unit that's blocked. And if you try this, you will know you have done all that can be done. We discuss tumbling the refer. This remixes the fluid as it has several compounds as well as ammonia that keep it non-corrosive, and yet they are the ones that crystallize and block. Michael.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit justanswer.com/ythi.